broadcast not for the crowd. This is for the few who hear static and still listen. Welcome to the Quiet War. Encryption at maximum. Coordinates set. Mind, memory, marrow. If you hear this, you're not alone. Dial in. I start before the sirens, before the signal split, before my shadow learned to speak in code and counterfeit these scars, old hieroglyphs, stories encrypted in flesh. I've been forging silent weapons out of secrets I won't confess. My mind's a black site, blueprints inked in ultraviolet. I fight with algorithms, clash with phantoms in the violet. Every wound a password, every thought a firewall. I built a city in my skull and set the traps along the walls. You see the calm, you miss the teeth behind the glass. The mask so well engineered it fooled the man inside the mask. They said war is loud, but silence can shatter you. Hold your breath. Listen. There's a cipher in the heartbeat. You hear it. That's the code cracking as you sleep. I don't declare war, I diagnose it. Scan the timeline for malware and the motives. Polished on the surface, encrypted at the core. My soul a zero-day exploit, never seen before. No flags, no drums, just a pulse and a warning. 1,000 tiny fractures where the armor hides the morning. If hope is the hostage, then doubt is the ransom. Every truth's a trapdoor, every thought a phantom. I draw the battle lines in pixels and in skin. A quiet war's the loudest kind, it always starts within. You are now tuned to the only frequency that matters. Unlisted. Unarmed. Unheard. But never unwritten. The quiet war has begun. Initialize protocol. Baptism by firewall. Burn the logs, encrypt the ache. No malware in my marrow, my code rewrites while awake. I lace my thoughts in brackets, no backdoor in my script. Every trauma quarantine, deep scan through the crypt. Pain in my packets, but I mask with the cipher. Voice in the static, but the trace goes higher. Chrome soul, no cookies erase every trail. Never caged in a promise, so my trust can't fail. Firewall tongue, every word inspected. Syntax so tight, not a lie detected. Login denied for imposter moods. My passwords built from scars and moods. If you breach the subnet, all you'll find is a maze of mirrors and a ghosted mind. Baptized in fire, I walk through flame. No code gets past if it calls my name. Encrypted heart, encrypted pain. I live behind walls only I can sustain. Veins, antivirus in my stare. I update the armor while you're unaware. Fishing for weakness, I flood with salt. Brute force, all you want, my secrets default. I'm 0 day, unknown, unrhymed. Break me, I patch in quantum time. Trust is a virus, contagious, unseen. So I hex my love, disinfect my dreams. Switch up my flow like a firewall's logs. Drop new keys when the system fogs. What you call silence, I call defense. I guard the breach from the inside fence. Baptized in fire, I walk through flame. No code gets passed if it calls my name. Encrypted heart, encrypted pain. I live behind walls only I can sustain. If you see me burn, know I set the spark. Firewall, baptism, rebirth in the dark. I'm not unbreakable, just unread. Decoded only when the quiet war's been bled. Blinking. You ever talk to the echo and hear it thinking? It's all in the shadow, it's all in the syntax. I'm the glitch in your prayer, the doubt in your voice. I translate the tremor, you call it a choice. You bury your rage in the space between lines. I decode the anger, encrypted in rhymes. You flinch at your shadow, afraid of your skin. I map all your flaws in invisible ink. You smile in the mirror, but cracks catch the light. I track every fracture, transcribe every fight. You rewrite your history, delete every file. I archive the secrets, compile every trial.
How many layers in a word? How many ghosts in your code? You talk like you're singular, but every sentence is a morse. Shadow speaks, syntax writes, two hands moving through the night. Every lie's a line of code, every truth a parasite. Mirror me, shatter me, build a language, scatter me. Who's the author? Who's the echo? Shadow syntax, run the pattern scene.
I'm the double in the dialogue, the glitch in the grammar. Hacking every sentence with the metadata hammer. Switching every angle, bend the rhyme like glass. Stack bars and layers, every meaning overlap. Flip the syntax, now the shadow's in control. Bars with two faces, every verse a loophole. I'm the typo in your prayer, the cipher in your grin. Shadow syntax, every flaw becomes a win.
What's the password to your past?
What's the keyword for your skin?
When the syntax breaks, does the shadow let you in?
Shadow speaks, syntax writes. All my wars are fought at night. Build a story, break the frame. Shadow syntax ain't no name.
Heartbeat riot, every breath's a code red. Thoughts scatter like static, panic crowds my head. Pulse skips, Morse, syllables collide. Sentence in pieces, can't find where I hide. Every tick's a warning, time unravels. Mouth full of words, but the meaning travels. Speak in spirals, rhyme in reverse. Every line gets tangled, every chorus is cursed. Tongue trips, panic, the syntax shatters. Nerves in the wires, the data splatters. Adrenaline floods, my vowels convulse. I translate fear, but it jams the pulse.
Malfunction, can't decode. Signal lost, overload. Breathing static. Panic, 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 panic.
to speak calm, panic hijacks the feed. Claws through my language, claws through my need. Write out a rescue, lose it midline. Panic rewrites every phrase in my mind. Spell out control, panic spams the screen. Turns prayers to passwords, hope to machine. Keyboard on fire, fingertip freeze. Every new sentence is a data disease. Can't translate, can't transmit. All words crash, systems hit. Breathe in static. Panic, 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 Don't trust the signal, don't trust the sound. Panic's the language when no one's around. I'm Morse code walking, anxiety talking. Fast twitch mind, no breaks, just shocking. Bars like seizures, verses convulse. Translation in ruins, I'm running on impulse. Heartbeats binary, thoughts go offline. I trip over silence, panic reads every line. I fight for the words, but the lines get lost. Quiet war, panic's the hidden cost. Malfunction. Error. Error. Breathe.
You pray for angels. You get echoes and interference.
I tried to wear a halo, but the circuitry fried. Saints on my shoulder now, glitch, flicker, and hide. Preach hope to the masses with a cracked screen smile. Saving lost causes, burning out by the mile. I text confessions in binary, send forgiveness in code. Type psalms in a panic, faith on airplane mode. I light candles for strangers, set alarms for my pain. Build altars out of heartache, trade miracles for shame. I'm the martyr in the group, chat the ghost in the pew. Preach resurrection while my soul won't reboot. Prayed for the fall and never knelt for myself. Faked a revival while I crumbled in stealth. Saints in my contacts, but every call goes to spam. Blessings autocorrect to who the hell even I am. Scroll for a sermon, get ads for escape. Last time I felt holy, I was masking the ache. Redemption's a pop-up, I swipe it away. Search for a sign in the static, but face out of range. My hands fold in prayer, but they shaking with doubt. I'm a scrambled saint, saving others while blacking out.
Save us.
Yeah.
Save us.
Lost in the static, searching for light.
Guide us.
Guide us.
Guide us.
Broken hallelujahs fading through the night.
Heal us.
Heal us.
Heal us.
Carry these burdens we can't explain.
Find us.
Find us.
Find us.
Scramble saints in the rain.
Save us. Save you. Save me.
Every man's got a Richter scale under his ribs. You think you're stone, but you're fault lines. just waiting on a trigger, just waiting on a word. I talk smooth, but I fracture every syllable. Every I'm okay, split like a mineral. Don't blink, you'll miss the fissure in my grin. Pressure under skin, smile thin as violin. Every sentence seismic, shake the ground I'm standing. Tongue like tectonic splits, understanding. I love an aftershocks, never calm, only ripples. Hold peace for a second, then it trembles and trickles. Wrote my name in concrete, then watched it split. Every vow I ever gave came with a hairline crypt. My mirror's a monitor, shows only the fault. A highlight reel of every crack and hidden assault. You ever feel yourself shake just from a look? You ever bury a truth till it rots like a hook? I'm a fault line lover, a landslide friend. I hold tight just to watch it end. Fault line language, every word's a risk. Talk in riddles, but the tremor persists. If you listen close, you'll hear the break. My quiet's just a warning before the quake. Fault line language, write it in the dust. Broken signals, voices I can't trust. If you feel the ground shift under what I say, you know the fault lines never go away. Check the graph, I'm a pattern in the tremor. Even angels break when the past comes to pressure. Souls on a tilt, hope's always at risk. I'm the author in the aftershock, the quake and the twist. Got a ledger full of scars, keep the totals in my skin. Every apology shakes, but it never rescinds. Don't trust peace, it's a prelude to the break. If I ever seem calm, you just missed the earthquake. I learned how to joke with a fault line laugh, how to build new dreams on tectonic cracks. Talk is cheap, but the silence is costlier. Every word that I swallow just deepens the chasm, honestly. Fault line language, say it in the dust. Shatter the silence, trust in the rupture. Every line I write, every word I break. Fault line language, it's the price I pay. Fault line language, the ground beneath me sings. Tell the truth even if it stings. When the world splits, when the ground won't stay, I talk in fault lines every day. Late night I pray to space in my chest. Ask God why my peace always breaks like the rest. Had a vision of forgiveness but it cracked at the seam. Redemption's just a fault line hidden in a dream. Woke up to the sound of my doubts in a choir. My mind a cathedral where the floor's on fire. Every step's a gamble, every word's a risk. You wanna know the real me, find the cracks in the script. Is it healing or denial if I patch up the break? Can you love me if the ground shakes every time you wake? You call it broken, I call it honest. You call it ruined, I call it promised. Full line language woven in the light. Bridges from the broken, rising through the night. Every scar a story, every quake away. Fault line language, turning cracks today. Fault line language, written on the skin. Healing starts the moment we let the break begin. When the quiets, when the lines finally stay, I speak in fault lines and I'll find my way. If you listen long enough, you'll hear the ground confess. Every quiet war leaves a fault line in your chest.
There are days when the past is louder than your name. Days when the silence is just old echoes, and you wonder who's listening on the other side. I'm stitched together by rumors I started. A museum questions, rooms uncharted. Ghosts of my voice haunt halls I outgrew. Trophies for pain, medals for making it through. Every memory's a mixtape I never released. Each chapter a city I abandoned for peace. I'm the kid and the king, I'm the
crack in the crown, building new thrones out of pieces I found. I walk with a shadow that's shaped like regret, carve out my future with lines I forget, pages I tore out and burned for the light, still flickering corners, still teaching me fight. I learned how to smile like a secret handshake, how to patch up the soul just to see what might break, still searching the silence for something to say, still reading the lines in my palms for a way.
Do you ever hear your own name and feel it's a question? Do you ever chase dawn just to lose your direction? There's a world in my scars, a storm in my chest. I write all my stories but live in the rest.
Memoir and static, I'm more than the sum of battles I've lost and the wars I outrun. Write my confession on walls no one sees, paint my redemption in invisible ink. Memoir and static, a truth I can't fake. Every mistake is a road I remake. Pages keep turning, some chapters are pain, but I'm still the author, I bleed in my name.
If you only read the highlights, you miss the blood in the margins. If you only see the finish, you don't know what it cost. I built a city from splinters and dreams, a passport of wounds, a language of seams. I survived by rewriting, by loving the flaws, by learning that peace doesn't mean no more war. See, I'm not the sum of my fears or the debts I inherit, not just the silence but courage to wear it. I'm the poem in progress, the line yet to rhyme, the tear in the fabric, the clock with no time. Some call it damage, I call it design. A map in the scar, a sign in the sign. You measure my value in miles survived, but I count my meaning in reason I'm alive. I'm the hush and the noise, the grit in the gears, the echo that sharpens instead of just disappears. If pain is a teacher, I've mastered the class, turning old wounds into futures that last.
Do you ever hear your own name and feel it's a question? Do you ever chase dawn just to lose your direction? There's a world in my scars, a storm in my chest. I write all my stories but live in the rest.
Memoir and static, I'm more than the sum of battles I've lost and the wars I outrun. Write my confession on walls no one sees, paint my redemption in invisible ink. Memoir and static, a truth I can't fake. Every mistake is a road I remake. Pages keep turning, some chapters are pain, but I'm still the author, I bleed in my name.
One day you look back and realize the only thing that survived the static was you.
They ask what's left after you burn through yourself. Truth is, sometimes the fire is the blueprint, sometimes the ruin is the start line.
I sift through the ashes for gold in the gravel, proof in the struggle, not the tales they unravel. Build my foundation on scars and mistakes, learned how to bend so I never could break. Blueprints of hunger inked under my skin. I don't chase dreams, I break my way in. You see the smoke, never ask about the burn. Every setback a lesson, every scar's what I earn. I paint my ambition in grace and in rust, turn every no into steel, every doubt into trust. People want glory but they skip through the pain. I built a mansion from raindrops and carried the rain. I learned to build hope from the mess on the floor, stack every heartbreak, make peace with the war. Blueprints and ashes still carving my path. You want proof I'm alive, just listen to the aftermath.
Ashes and blueprints, I rise and I build. I'm the architect of scars they never healed. Dreams in the dust, I redraw every plan. Show me a blank page, I'll show you a man. Ashes and blueprints, my legacy's raw. Every you can is a brick in my wall. Never been given what I had to become. I'm blueprint in ashes and I'm not done.
I'm proof that the ruins could sing like a choir, turn silence to currency, fear into fire. Don't chase validation, I'm self-made, self-centered, broken into blueprints, broke out of 10. I hustle with hope, got ambition for veins. If faith is a risk, I cash in on the pain. Got critics for teachers, got haters for fuel. Wrote my own syllabus, built my own school. When the smoke cleared, I was there with the plans, not waiting for crowns, just working with hands. Legacy's more than the winds or the shine, it's bricks from the ashes, a name in the spine. Some people wait for permission, I just start drawing. Some people want an empire handed over, I build mine from what's left when everyone else walks away.
ashes and blueprints, I rise and I build. I'm the architect of scars they never healed. Dreams in the dust, I redraw every plan. Show me a blank page, I'll show you a man. Ashes and blueprints, my legacy's raw. Every you can is a brick in my wall. Never been given what I had to become. I'm blueprint in ashes and I'm not done.
They'll measure you by what you lost. I measure by what I built after. Ashes aren't the end. They're the blueprint for the rest.
This is for anyone they called average. Anyone who ever clocked in and clocked out but still dreamed at full volume. Prophets don't wear crowns. They wear calluses.
Awake with the sunwork, boots at the door, sweat in my coffee, hope on the floor, blueprints in my veins, paycheck in my hand, no trust fund waiting, just a blueprint and a plan.
Hands stained with hustle, knuckles cracked with the cost. I built cathedrals out of hours other people lost. Grew up on grit, got dreams in my lunchbox. Still trade my yesterdays for one more shot. My miracles come with grease on the pages, prophecies written in overtime wages. Heard you ain't meant for more 1,000 times, but I'm an architect of underdog signs. Every blister is a blessing, I ain't gonna waste. Every scar on my hands is a line on my fate. I don't need your applause, I don't beg for a throne. I just carve out a legacy nobody owns.
Blue collar prophecy, build it from dust, make legends of Mondays and hope out of rust. They write off the small names, watch what I do, turn working class hunger into world class truth. Blue collar prophecy, anthem for the tired, raise calloused hands, set every doubt on fire. When nobody's watching, that's when I thrive. Ordinary prophets keeping hope
I'm the
alive.
punch clock poet, the overtime sage. Turn minimum wage to maximum page. I'm sweat equity, I'm the blueprint's glue. I'm the never was who became the breakthrough. I don't chase spotlights, I make my own dawn. Put pride in the paycheck, not the chain that I'm on. You want famous last words, I'll give you a start. I built my own legend from the dirt in my heart. Grit in my teeth, hope in my marrow. Built for the distance, not the shallow. Every doubt is just a voice I outlast. Watch a prophet rise from the working class. Never let them shrink your vision to the size of their comfort. You can move mountains, even if your name's not on the map yet.
Blue collar prophecy, build it from dust, make legends of Mondays and hope out of rust. They write off the small names, watch what I do, turn working class hunger into world class truth. Blue collar prophecy, anthem for the tired, raise calloused hands, set every doubt on fire. When nobody's watching, that's when I thrive. Ordinary prophets keeping hope alive.
We were never average. We were always the prophecy.
They say once you get here, you're done. But nobody tells you here is just the new starting line. They said I made it, I just cracked the door. Built my throne on the bones of what came before. Every win got a shadow, every yes comes with doubt. Still sleep with the pressure, still hungry, still loud. Pockets got heavier, nights got thin. Happiness rented, can't seem to move in. I'm the overnight story with a decade of scars. Turned haters to witnesses, pain into bars. I run on prove them wrong, fueling what's next. My trophies are targets, I live for the test. Still grind in the dark, still fight for the sun. They want an ending, sorry I'm never done.
All this glory feels like weight. Still that voice says you're too late. Every sunrise, brand new war. Still hungry, always more.
Never done, never tame. Every finish line's another stage. Raise a glass, raise the stakes.
applause, but I doubt every note. Shadows at the banquet, ghost in my coat. I look in the mirror, who's that in the gold? Still see the kid with his hopes on hold. Fame is a costume, peace worse than. Success is a mask, you can't breathe in. I made it to someday, still missing enough. Still fight for the reason, still calling the bluff. If you think I'm finished, you ain't read the plot. I'm built for the battle, I live for the shock. Celebrate what's done, but I'm already gone. I'm writing the sequel before the song's even on. If the journey ever ends, it means I settled.
Never done, never tamed. Every finish line's another stage. Raise a glass, raise the stakes. Building legends, raising flames. Never done. From the scars to the song, this is legacy in progress. Not a chapter, it's the run.
I'll stop when the story does, and I write the story.
Never done, never tamed. Every finish line's another stage. Raise a glass, raise the stakes. Building legends, raising flames. Never done. From the scars to the song, this is legacy in progress. Not a chapter, it's the run.
Every window's a mirror when the world goes quiet. You think you're hiding, but the glass just shows more in the right light. I spent my life covering cracks, hiding lines in the paint. Learned to smile at the blinds, drawn call to silence restraint. Wrote apologies in steam, wiped them off with my sleeve. Stacked all my secrets in corners you never believe. Hung curtains on my weakness, called it privacy, but truth finds its way in like mourning through a screen. Now I walk through rooms made of see-through scars, where the past keeps whispering, this is who you are. Used to flinch at my own reflection, but I got tired of fighting my own protection. If pain's just proof that I'm still alive, let the whole world see what survives. If you saw me bare, would you still stay? If I break wide open, would you walk away? Mirror in the morning, glass at night, I show every scar in this room of light. No filter, no shame, I let the truth ignite. If I break this house, at least I break right. Glass house, oh, no shadows left to hide. Every flaw I own is sunlight on my pride. No more hiding, no more disguise. This glass house living is finally mine. I see stories in the cracks, not just things to erase. Every fracture a lesson, every scar a place. I used to think the damage meant I wasn't enough. Now I trace every line, call it armor, call it love. Turn self-doubt into windows, pain into doors. Now sunlight paints gold on my old faded floors. I let people look in, let myself breathe out. It's a risk to be real, but I'm learning how. If you live in glass, you don't throw stones. You let the world see how you've grown. It's hard to heal when you're never seen, so I'll let the light through and call it clean. Mirror in the morning, glass at night, I show every scar in this room of light. No filter, no shame, I let the truth ignite. If I break this house, at least I break right. Glass house, so no shadows left to hide. Every flaw I own is sunlight on my pride. If living true means living exposed, I'll be the glass house that finally glows. It's not about being unbreakable. It's about letting the sun find you, even through every crack.
Not all prayers get answers. But maybe the question is what makes you real.
I used to pray for thunder, now I settle for rain. Searched the silence for miracles, found lessons in pain. Knelt in the shadows, begged for a sign. Some days the only answer is making it through the night. Wrote doubts in the dark, carved hope into dawn. Got used to empty rooms and carrying on. Maybe grace is a question that lives in my chest. Maybe peace isn't answers, maybe peace is the test. I begged for proof, found faith in the lack. Turned every where are you into strength I could stack. I'm still talking to sky, still learning to trust. Sometimes the answer is you're here, and that's enough.
If there's mercy for the broken, if forgiveness is real, if silence means something, let it be what I feel. Call of God, maybe I'm hurt, maybe not. Maybe the question's the only thing I've got. Only thing I've got. Don't need thunder, don't need proof in the air. If I find peace in the asking, maybe grace is there. Maybe grace is there.
Tried decoding the silence, reading stars like a map. Learned the universe listens, but never talks back. I found angels and strangers, hope and mistakes. Sometimes the answers are the chances you take. I'm not holy or certain, just stubborn and bruised. Still searching for meaning in the life that I choose. If the struggle is sacred, then I'm on holy ground. My prayer's just persistence, my faith is the sound. Maybe the answer was never a sign. Maybe surviving is what's truly divine. I show up with questions, doubts in my hands, but I'm learning to stay, learning to stand.
Call of God, maybe I'm hurt, maybe not. Maybe the question's the only thing I've got. Only thing I've got. Don't need thunder, don't need proof in the air. If I find peace in the asking, maybe grace is there. Maybe grace is there. Call of God, echo of prayer. Still on my knees, still laying it bare. If the silence stays and the sky never clears, I'll keep calling. That's faith through the years.
If I never get the answer, at least I know I asked.
Some things don't leave. They just learn to play softer. Ghost notes on the soundtrack. Every life got them. Every life needs them. I got ghosts in the silence, scars in the keys, regrets in the echoes. Nobody sees, whole symphony of almost. Rooms I never close, every song I wrote got a line I never chose. Old friends and photographs, memories in the dust. Unsaid apologies, rust and where I left trust. Mistakes are old sheet music, scribbled and crossed out. But play it in the dark, you hear what I'm about. Chase closure for years, but it moves when I run. Learn peace ain't forgetting, it's knowing you're not done. Some lessons haunt gentle, some haunt loud. Ghost notes in the chorus, proud in the crowd.
You can mute the pain, but the melody stays. Some ghosts just dance in the shadows you made.
Ghost notes still playing in the background. Regrets that I wear like a lost and found. Not all the past gets washed away. Some ghosts teach you how to stay. Ghost notes echo in the midnight. Lessons in the silence, hope in the rewrite. If you can't let go, learn to let them sing. Every ghost note finish. Wrote forgiveness in margins, bold and diminished. The hardest truths never hit like a crash. They haunt in the softest, smallest flash. Mistakes like fingerprints on an old piano. Can't play a new song without carrying those shadows. I used to wish for clean, now I honor the stains. Even ghosts got wisdom in their refrains. The echoes I carry, the wounds I replay. A symphony of memory that won't fade away. Let them linger in the silence, let them guide my hand. Ghost notes in the quiet, help me understand.
You can't fix every silence. You can't finish every song. But you can let the past play softer and learn how to move on.
Ghost notes still playing in the background. Regrets that I wear like a lost and found. Not all the past gets washed away. Some ghosts teach you how to stay. Ghost notes echo in the midnight. Lessons in the silence, hope in the rewrite. If you can't let go, learn to let them sing. Every ghost note's part of everything. Every song's got something unsaid. Sometimes the quietest notes are the ones you remember most.
They say redemption is a finish line, but for me it's the starting bell. Every scar a lesson in gold leaf, every failure a verse in my story. I built shrines to my flaws, called them home for a season. Learned to kneel not in shame but in search of a reason. Broke my own heart and blamed the design. Carved forgiveness from granite, rewrote every sign. Chased apologies in the dark, stitched them to hope. Learned grace isn't gentle, it's sharp as a rope. Redemption ain't a promise, it's a work you begin. It's the hands that stay dirty, the rooms you let in.
Are you washed by the rain, or just marked by the flood? Everybody's stained, but we rise from the mud. Can a sinner sing praise with a heart out of tune? Every broken note makes a new sunrise.
I was lost in the quiet, found hope in the hum. Turn mistakes to the chorus, let regret become drums. Grace ain't just mercy, it's sweat in your hands. It's loving the part of you nobody understands.
Rise, let the broken rise.
I'm not my damage, I'm not my debt, I'm the sum of the chances I haven't taken yet. If you're searching for meaning, it's buried in scars. Redemption is finding your light in the dark. I made a crown from my ruins, gold from regret. Dance with the ghosts I was trying to forget. They told me redemption's a road for the blessed, but I took the back streets and wrote my own rest. I'm the voice of the fallen who got up to fight, the anthem of loners who make it through night. I carry my flaws like medals I've earned. Every scar is a torch, every loss is a turn. I'm the maybe tomorrow that made it today. Proof that the broken can outshine the gray. Redemption ain't distant, it's the sweat and the blood. It's the hand on your shoulder that pulls you from mud. Raise up the shattered, build with the bruised. This is the anthem for lives that refuse to settle for silence, to die in defeat. We rise and we echo redemption's heartbeat. I'm not waiting for heaven, I'm building it here. Brick by confession, tear after tear.
Are you still listening?
Walk this road with bare feet, stones memorize my skin. Turn silence into armor, turn shame into wind. Wrote diaries on napkins, lost half to the rain. If you read between the smudges, you'll still hear the pain. Swallowed my reflection, spit out the glass, Was a ghost in my hallway, now I haunt my own past. Slept through the battles that raged in my head. Woke up with scars, started loving them instead. Every mile was a war, every word was a shield. Every lie was a mask, every truth was revealed. There were days I was empty, nights I was gone, but I kept playing static till the music came on. I outlasted the doubts that were sown in my name. Chased hope through the static, called comfort by shame. I built from the ashes, wrote songs in the dust. Learned faith isn't magic, it's just learning to trust. Had friends turn to echoes and love fade to noise. Chose honesty over applause, my flaws over poise. I made peace with the dark, put light in my hands. I forgive all my endings, I give myself chance. There's beauty in failure, in all that's undone. The proof you survived is the pain you outrun. So if I vanish in silence, let the echo remain. There's music in struggle, there's hope in the pain. You made it through. Let this breathe. To whoever is listening, with their heart in repair. To the ones who were told their story stops here. Know the ending's a rumor, know the static's a door. You're not broken, you're building, you're worth fighting for. Every wound is a window, every scar is a spark. Even in silence, your soul leaves a mark. I was the echo, the static, the voice in the rain. Now I hand you the signal, transform all your pain.
End of transmission, but the signal is you. Every war you survived is a dawn breaking through. In the static, in the struggle, in the songs you become. There's no end of transmission, the story plays on.
Keep breathing. This is for you. Even when you can't hear it. No end, just beginning. Still here, still listening.